On one of my cruises, I found this cute little duck, and I wanted to use my Creality 3D scanner to see if I could make a copy of it. And this is the result. And this is the scanner I used, the Creality Ferret Pro. And so in this video, I will show you how I did it. With the Creality, it comes with all the cables you need. In this case, I'm going to hook it up to one of my PCs, so I'm going to use the computer cable. And so this end is going to plug into the Ferret Pro, and this end is going to just plug into my laptop. Right, this is the scanner itself, and it comes with a tripod, as well as a little power adapter that you can plug it into if you need to supply power this way. And this just simply screws on like this, and then you can mount your scanner any way you like. But this one is just limited to the height of this particular part. So I use my own tripod that I got off of Amazon, because it could be raised to different heights. And so it's going to give me more flexibility on what to do. And so I'm going to take the scanner, I'm going to attach it to its mounting bracket, like that. The mounting bracket will screw onto the tripod, like this. And then the other end of the computer cable is going to plug in to the Ferret Pro like this. And then I like to clean it off with the microfiber cloth that comes with it. And I 3D printed this special turntable that has markers on it. I had another cheap turntable that I already had, so I created this with just something so that it just fits right over the original turntable. And so in this case, I propped the turntable up on the case to give it a little more height. And to get even a little more height, I have this little plastic container that I put some of the marker dots on so that I could scan the duck at a little higher of a level to hopefully get more of the bottom of the duck in the first scan. Then after the first scan, I did another scan where I just simply laid the duck on its side, and then a third scan where I laid it on its other side. We are in Creality Scan 4. We're going to create a new project, and we're going to call this one Cute Duck. It's going to be a normal object, small, and it's going to be a marker type, and we're going to exclude the flat base, and we will preview. Okay, and then we want to all right, and then we will start. And then I'm just going to slowly turn the turntable. And then I'm going to lift this up as high as it can go. And then we'll aim it down. And then straight above. Okay, and then we will finish this scan. And see how it did. and it did a fairly good job. It's missing the overhang areas, and so we're going to do some additional scans for that. So I'm going to lay the duck on its side. And set up for another scan. Same settings and preview. And finish this scan. And this one looks pretty good too. And so now we will get ready for our final scan. So I'm going to turn it over the other way. And create new scan. Same conditions, preview. And then we will finish the scan. All right, now we're going to clean them up a bit. And so I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to select the rectangle, and I'm going to just select those and delete these extra points. And so now I'm cleaning up the scans. I am alternating between the rectangle and the lasso tool to do it. And you want to make certain that you remember to save the changes that you make before you go on to the next scan. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it all over again. So that little check mark at the far right-hand corner, make sure you are always doing that. Now select all the scans and click the Fusion button. And at this point, I realized that I didn't include scan 1 in the Fusion, and so I'm going to go ahead and fuse scan 1 also. Now that all 3 scans have been fused, we're going to align them. So select all 3 and click the Align button and click Align. Okay, now all 3 scans have been aligned together. There are some holes in it, which we will take care of. Some of it here in Creality Scan and some of it in Fusion 360. So we are going to go to the mesh, and I'm going to increase the hole to 20. And also we're going to smooth it, low smoothing, and then apply. Okay, and now most of the holes have been filled except for the one at the very top, which we can fix in Fusion 360. So next we're going to want to export this object as an STL file. So we are going to export. And I'm going to just save it to a jump drive that I have on here. And then now we can open it in Fusion 360 and do some more work on it. Okay, now we are in Fusion 360. I don't want to have this panel open, so I'm just going to close it. So we are going to select the Mesh panel, going to come to Create, and we are going to insert a mesh, and we are going to select from my computer. And this is the STL file we just created in Creality, the Creality Scan program. Now, we're going to rotate this now using the Insert Mesh here. You want to be careful you don't press the Enter key at any point, or it will close this Insert Mesh dialog box. And I'm not sure how to get it back. So what I'm going to do is I always like to click the front so that I am always facing front. And then I'm just going to rotate this until it looks like it's pretty flat. And we can maybe move it this way just a little more. That's too much. Let's expand the numeric inputs and maybe set this to 4. Yeah, and that's better. And maybe just a tad this way. And that's too much. Maybe a -1 here. And that's good. All right, I like the looks of that. And so now we're going to center it and move to ground. And now we can click OK. All right, now what we want to do is we want to flatten the bottom. So we are going to come to Modify and Plane Cut. And we need to select our body here. And then the plane that we're going to want to use is the bottom one here. So I'll select it. The type is going to be trim. And the rest will just keep as the defaults. And then I'm just going to raise this up a little bit. And of course, that's way too much. So let's maybe do it at 0.5. And that looks about right. So we'll click OK. And so now we've got a relatively flat bottom, but we've got some big holes in the bottom. And you'll notice that when we expand bodies here, we have a little error message right here. So we'll click on it. And the repair type we're going to do is close holes. And then we'll click OK. And the error message went away. But if we come over here to Inspect and Section Analysis, and let's select that bottom pane again. Let's see, let's do this again. Inspect, Section Analysis, and we will select the bottom pane. And when we pull this up arrow, you can see that we are still hollow. We don't want to be hollow, so I'm going to click Cancel here. Let's come back to our front view. So we're going to come to Modify, and we are going to Convert Mesh. And we're going to select our body and use Parametric and Faceted, and we will click OK. Now this is going to take a while, and even though it looks like it's not doing anything after you click OK, it is actually doing something. Okay, and sometimes it adds another mesh here, which really, I'm not sure why it added this second mesh. All right, this one is nothing. So this right here is the mesh that we're interested in. And so if we come to inspect, section analysis, and we select that bottom pane again, now you can see that it's no longer hollow. And so I'm going to come up to here to File. We're going to export. We want to export it as an STL file. And I'm going to select a location, and we're going to call it Cute Duck. And then export. I'm just overwriting because I had previously also saved this. So I'm just saving it over the original. Okay, export is complete. Now we can open up our slicer. In this case, it's going to be Bamboo Studio. I'm going to come to File. We're going to import our STL file. And so here it is, all ready to print. We can sit. And you can see we have a flat bottom. And it is not hollow. And so we're ready to print this. And so hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.